So, Mr. Courtney, you're recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Labs, I really want to thank you for focusing on workforce in terms of the moment that we're in right now, because there's just no question that if you Matt Sermon over at the Navy points to a fact that at the end of the Cold War, 35% of the American workforce was in manufacturing. You fast forward to 2025, it's less than 15%. So, when you sort of look back at how we built 5,000 ships in World War II, and we were able to turn on the industrial base so quickly, I mean, again, you actually had a workforce that was primed, whether it was commercial shipbuilding or auto manufacturing, to basically, shift into that type of production. So, clearly with a 15% workforce, we're a bigger country, but still, that's a hill that we have to climb. In terms of making metal trades more attractive, again, in Groton in 2023, they hired 5,300 workers between Groton and Quonset Point. That's bigger than World War II numbers if you go back historically. As part of that process, there was a metal trades collective bargaining agreement that was negotiated that actually gave a boost to wages. Over the lifetime, it was about 25–30% increase in pay and protected benefits as well. They have over 80% retention. It's again, sort of defies all the conventional wisdom about the fact that people are flushing out after they're getting hired. We passed wage improvement language in the submarine supplemental in December when we again gave a boost to the submarine account that's there. The SAWS proposal, and again, for some of the new members, it's the Shipyard Accountability and Workforce Supply proposal that the Navy's developed, would actually turbocharge that wage improvement opportunity. And I know that's something the White House is looking at in terms of their executive order. We've got to make the differential between working in a shipyard in the metal trades better, significantly better than working in retail, which is which existed during the Cold War. So maybe you could just sort of comment on that in terms of just how you incentivize people to go into the trades.
Thank you, Mr. Courtney, for that question. And I quite agree with pretty much everything that you have said. I am not an economist by training, but I work in an organization chock full of economists. And every time I have this conversation with people at my place, they say, well, why don't we just pay these workers more? And I think that is ultimately that is going to be a key part of the answer here. And you're absolutely right. And I've been fortunate enough to visit various shipyards, and you could see the differential. It was not that great. You could drive by a Subway that would advertise $18 an hour plus benefits, and the shipyards were paying $20 or $21 an hour. But shipyard work is hot, it's cold, it's dirty, it's unpleasant. So in my view, the differential between retail or even other manufacturing sectors in the areas that surround the shipyard has got to be much, much greater than it currently is. And it's not just wages, though I think wages is important, especially for the entry-level workers, but it's other things, improving the quality of life, to doing what you can to sort of make that process in the yards easier for them, improving benefits of various kinds. Affordability of housing has become a big challenge at some of these yards. One of the things that the effects of COVID was that a lot of people in cities went to sort of buy waterfront property, which is where shipyards are, and because they could work remotely from there. So you have places like Bath, Maine, which is expensive, property as expensive as it is in Northern Virginia. A fact that when I learned up there sort of shocked me. So anything that sort of goes this down the path of increasing the wages for the skilled laborers that we have in these shipyards, I think is something worth considering and discussing. SAWS is one mechanism to do it. It is not the only mechanism that can be done, but it is certainly, I think we're on the right path, because to me, when I look at, well, where were we in those earlier years when we were producing ships faster, and where are we now? The big issue to me is labor.
And Dr. Seidel, really quick, I mean, obviously we've got to make this workforce, actually do better. And there's good news. I mean, they handle virtual technology and digital technology, which is now hopefully going to help improve things. But again, the job training, we got to get that right mixture, not too hot, not too cold, in terms of the immersion into the metal trades welding, electricians, and I know the Navy is definitely pushing to get that that type of model through. I apologize. I guess I'm about to run out of time, so I yield back, but maybe we can get an answer for the record later.